Hello everyone, welcome back to this episode of Bitcoin Trade here. So here's what's going on in the world, Bitcoin. So the winning bidder reveals themselves, and this gentleman is the winning bidder of all the Bitcoins. And well, here's the address in which it was sent. This is kind of nice. This is the first time where everybody can see what's going on. And this was where the Bitcoins were sent. And if you look at here, you'll see that a lot of people are trying to make a comment. So let's scroll down here. And so there's the original amount that was sent through, almost 30,000 Bitcoins. And what's interesting now is when you look up, you'll see other people were making, I guess they were trying to send a private message or a public message or something. And here's another one. Public note, please send me Bitcoin. I'm a starving bankrupt student with very little money remaining. Thank you. And I guess this was a little unexpected. So all these different messages just start popping up. People sending fractional satoshis of Bitcoins just to get a message out. Let me see, where's the part? I want to see the one where it's taken out. All right, so they decided to move it again. So there's the almost 30,000 Bitcoins here, and let's follow the next one. And next one, well, here's the other one. So it's gone to this particular address right here, and that's where it stayed. It has not been dumped out in the market, hasn't been sold, hasn't been transferred. It's been there. And again, a lot of people are sending messages and whatnot, and as people can look into these Bitcoins. But there it is. There it is. So it hasn't been dumped, and it looks like this particular gentleman here is really into Bitcoins, really deep into Bitcoins. You don't know what their plans are, or if they're going to be using it for liquidity, like in the article says, holding it for just backing, a reserve. What else could it be used for? You know, it could also be a show of good faith that whenever this gentleman here or his company or anything like that shows to prove they actually have Bitcoins to actually, you know, fund projects, etc., etc. You know, I mean, all this good stuff. So there you go. It has not been dumped out in the markets like everyone feared. So let's do a quick look at the charts here. And this is a Bitstamp here. And let me just go into, I'm going to go on to Bitfin. There we go. Here's Bitfin. And if you look here, let me just move this out of the way. You can see this little mark right here. It's when I mentioned that that was the day the auction ended. I also mentioned on that day from my previous episodes, if you've seen it, that premium was paid to acquire those Bitcoins. And I guess I was right, because with all those bidders out there, all the other bidders out there, not anybody else won a bid except for one, and that person won them all. So you know that the price had to be probably much higher than what people were trying to bid. I read some reports an individual try to get some at $400, which would have been right about here. You know, so just by the way of these charts that I'm looking at, it almost looks like maybe either the high or 700 was probably the winning bid. That's just my guess. Hold on, please. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to take a little break here. But anyways, kind of forgot where I was, but I'll just go ahead and just continue. So I guess what you saw here. I guess I'll start off. I mentioned that the surge here in price on the last day of the bid auction um, was indication to me that there was a premium that was bought. And as the weekend proceeded, and you saw the weekend come out this way, um, a lot of people kind of discovered either on Monday or Tuesday that there was only one winning bidder, and you see the price reaction to this whole thing. And keep in mind um, that whatever was paid for, I'm not sure what it was. I mean, but obviously, in order to be the winning bidder, you have to be the highest bidder. So, um, just based on this price action and what's happened here, it seemed maybe there was 650 to 685 maybe uh, price range that might have been a bid for, or maybe even higher, up to even 700. In any case, it had to be the highest winning bid to win all of them. So I think some estimates were, if it were based on current price, 19 million. So having $19 million that somebody just bought in one felt swoop, 30,000 bitcoins. That's pretty impressive. And considering how many people were bidding, it's not like one, two people were bidding, and you were outbid by out of three people. We're talking about at least quite a bit of people. And then I think there was like maybe 16 total bids altogether on that day. So that's pretty impressive. So interesting article. I would read it. And that's the gentleman right there. And it looks like he has a lot of things going. He's not going to be, maybe he won't be selling out, and maybe he will build on top of that on those bitcoins, or whatever he's looking to do. I hope it's to create a Bitcoin ecosystem. I don't know how this guy feels. Obviously, he's a venture capitalist. I'm beginning to understand a lot of things about venture capitalism, but my specific goal is to build a Bitcoin ecosystem, a Bitcoin only ecosystem. The thing about I see with venture capitalists and everything, I think it's wonderful. They're building awareness, they're building the infrastructure to build that ecosystem. But at some point, there's some point in time in the future, they're going to have to decide, are they going for the money, or are they going for the bitcoins? You have to pick one or the other. Right now you can do both, because the transformation, the transition is occurring. Excuse me. I'm in LA right now, so I'm not used to all that smog, so my throat seems to, in the morning, feel a little clogged. But anyways, I would have to, my morning, I wouldn't say warning, but my thing about venture capitalists is that, they're venture capitalists, right? They're taking advantage of the situation to make a profit, which is nothing wrong with that. But it's just at some point, the transition also includes venture capitalists. To transition into a Bitcoin-only economy includes you guys. And so at some point, all this conversion into Bitcoin is got to happen at some point. And so $20 million converted into Bitcoin. That's very impressive. So we'll see what happens. So the winning bidder revealed themselves by what, Wednesday? Isn't that kind of crazy? This is crazy. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, literally, you cannot make this stuff up. One bidder wins all this out of all the bidders. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you started seeing, of course, U.S. Marshals did not reveal the winning bidder, but the winning bidders revealed themselves. And so let's go back to the chart here and let's see what's going on. And so I believe today's Wednesday. It says here, let me see, it does say here, oh, there it is. It does say Wednesday, 2nd July, whatever time. So there you go, and now you're seeing that trend starting to form. So at least in this small little 3-day period, you're seeing a trend here, 3-4 day period right here. And if this continues, you see the simple averages here have crossed over, and you see that this is riding the 10-period average on a 12-hour time frame. So you're starting to see that ride up again, and it slowed down here, and just to pretty much ride up again here. And so anybody who bought at any point during this time here, also to the point of maybe Friday, and then over the weekend, y'all just really enjoyed some very nice gains here. And so I think this is still on an uptrend. If you look at it, if I just pulled back and I said, well, the price starts here and it ends here, it's obviously it's going up. I mean, that's nothing more to it than that. So sorry I had to cut out earlier, and I'm coming back in, but I just find that kind of weird. I mean, you saw the video. If anybody saw this video, or if you didn't see the video, go back to a couple episodes previous to this, and I mentioned it. I did say it, that the surge in price right here on the day of the auction showed that there was a premium paid for those bitcoins, and then over the weekend occurred, right? Over the weekend, and I was buying during the weekends because I enjoy the weekend trades because they seem to be less volatile, stable pricing, and then all the indices tend to somewhat even out a little, and then it shoots, and then by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you see the price basically shot up because as people realize that only one winning bidder, everybody else didn't get any Bitcoin except one person, and that person must have been the highest bidder, right? And no one knows what the price is. And that was a crazy thing. So a couple things could have happened. Like there was a surge of interest with the bid, and when they found out they didn't win the bid, they knew what their price was. So all these investors that made a bid for it, they knew what the price, they probably had an idea what the price was because they made a bid for it and they didn't get it. So that means their price, the winning bid, was higher than their price, and they saw this price and they're like, well, you know what, since we didn't win the bid at the price that we wanted, it's pretty obvious that the price has gone up. Let's just go ahead and take that money and just go and buy Bitcoins out in the open market. And I think this is what you're seeing a result of. People who really wanted those Bitcoins but didn't get them, but realized that whoever was the winning bidder paid a higher premium. So the chances are of those Bitcoins being dumped out in the market was probably not going to happen at this price. So they were buying in, and this is what you're seeing, a surge in price, realizing that how can I say this? Chances are the winning bidder of all those Bitcoins were not going to sell at a loss if they paid for a higher price. And the only way they knew that was the bidders themselves who bid on this. The losing bidders probably had a good idea what the price was because they made a bid. Whatever their bid was not the winning bidder. And if their price was like, for example, if their bid was like at 600, around here, and they realize they're not the winning bidder, that means someone paid more than 600 for all those Bitcoins. So they went and bought whatever Bitcoins they wanted to, and this is what I believe this is what you're seeing here. You're seeing the losing bidders taking that money that they would have gladly given up to get those Bitcoins, to get their own Bitcoins on the open market, knowing that most chances are the Bitcoins from the Silk Road auction were not going to be dumped at that current price level. So I believe, excuse me. So I believe in, I don't know. I don't know for sure. Okay, I don't have inside information. I'm just like most people out there. I'm just speculating, and I'm just looking at what the crowd of people are telling me, and you'll be amazing that crowd reactions tend to be it's very interesting. Crowd reactions and crowd thinking is very unique. It's almost like a living entity, a bunch of small entities, or a bunch of entities coming together to make a separate entity in itself to form an actual living entity. It's kind of, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but anyways, just on the reaction of the open market, my feelings or my speculation, my guess, whatever you want to call it, is telling me that the chances are that the winning bid was probably over $650. Maybe I'm thinking 685, maybe 690, maybe even 700 was the bid for those Bitcoins. Anyway, that's what I believe. I don't know if it's true or not, but again, I'm just speculating. But if you've been listening to any of my episodes, so far I've kind of been right for the most part. I mean, I don't know. Some people ask me if this is a joke. Recently, I had a viewer comment saying, is this a joke? Well, where are you? I don't, feel free to make a comment now. I don't know if this is a joke. I don't think it's a joke. What I've mentioned, obviously, is not a joke. I'm very serious about this. Anyways, I hope it helped you. Probably didn't, because if you thought this was a joke, you probably aren't into Bitcoins at all. So, anyways, this concludes this episode here. I guess I'll end it off on this right here, and there you go. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. Really, you cannot make this stuff up. Sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, and sometimes it can be very hard to swallow what I'm saying sometimes. And it's feel free to sugarcoat it any way you want. I don't. I tend not to sugarcoat it. I just say it. I just say it. And if that's what I believe right now at that time, and those are my convictions. At that time. So, anyways, you can't make this stuff up. This is so crazy. Anyways, let me just end it here. I think I talked long enough. Anyways, thank you for watching, and feel free to like, dislike, comment, also leave a video response. I welcome any input, because I'll gladly give an output. So till next time, stay tuned. Bye.